it's good to live in the moment. It's good to enjoy that, 2009 vintage.
What we do here is barefoot luxury.
Wine. So that's really my responsibility, is to be the ambassador for talking about food and wine.
It's all about passion, and if you don't have that, I think that you're missing the boat.
And the fact that we get to work with a product that's so fun like wine is pretty amazing.
It's about relationships, and you have to build relationships with every employee.
The Niagara region as a whole has a pile of microclimates that live within a very large area. Peller Estates is actually situated on the Niagara River, and what makes it special, you can feel the breeze and the airflow here. Actually, that is caused by the Niagara River. With that rushing water, we actually get a nice breeze through here, and it actually opens up the canopy, and you can see the leaves kind of chattering in the wind. This is a daily occurrence, which is great for us. It keeps the canopy nice and open, keeps our fruit nice and healthy.
So every single bottle of wine here that comes from this vineyard that goes through that winery has seen many hands, and it's all in very small lot production. So at 30 Bench Riesling is our main focus. It's a variety that does very well in the Beamsville Bench. It's got a very distinctive flavor profile, and it really comes down to two things. As you look at the trunk of the vine here, the age of the vine, as well as the soil. There's lots of stone, there's lots of limestone, and that's part of the beauty of growing on the Beamsville Bench.
I think it starts with being in the vineyards and controlling and understanding and influencing the fruit from the very outset. So I spend a lot of time working with our vineyard crew and also with our key growers and nurturing the grapes right through to the bottle. I'm going to stylise the wines according to the varieties where we should grow them and blend those wines accordingly.
Being one of the oldest vineyards and one of the oldest brands for premium wine, I think we are probably the leaders in the Okanagan as far as making premium wine and getting the most awards. I mean, I think a lot of guys remember the Sandhill name and look to that level of quality. We were the first guys in Canada to grow Sangiovese and Barbera here. It brings to mind, all the great wines like Chianti, Brunello di Montalcino, and the fact that we're growing a Sangiovese and making a good wine from Sangiovese, you feel that sort of kinship again to traditional winemaking and what you can do here.
The land in BC is special. I mean, we're between two mountain ranges. We've got Canada's only natural desert beside half of our vineyards down south. We can really go through the shifts in weather with high heat and pretty extreme lows at some times as well.
Over the last 10 years, what people expect from their hospitality experiences, what they expect from their wine, what they expect from their food has gone up and up and up and up. And I think we've done a great job of staying on the sort of cutting edge, staying slightly ahead of that that advance.
So we have about 4 million visitors a year that come to Niagara-on-the-Lake, and not all of them have a chance to visit the wineries. So having a store in the Old Town gives those people a chance to taste our VQA wines. Our chefs are popular, celebrity chefs are hot. So you'll know our chef from Peller, Jason Parsons, he's on City Line.
We have the most amazing service here. They have that precision like no one else, but yet have that approachability that is really important.
Frank Dodd just won the gold medal winning chef last December. So he's Toronto's very best chef.
I don't think there's any other places that you get to use, wine in such an abundant form. Sometimes we go through, we'll braise off pork bellies in 5 liters of ice wine.
Again, as I say, my job is to lure people to the properties, but the people that we work with and the wines, they really make my job easy.
What we do here is we deliver an experiential brand. So we're building wine brands and giving people an experience that makes them remember those wonderful wines and want to buy them day after day.
This is BC's oldest winery, so parts of this building have been here since 1932, so lots of history here. We were BC's first commercial winery making wine. We're really making Peller Private Reserve important to our lineup, some fantastic wines there. Sandhill small lots, of course, always super. So allowing people to taste those wines, they weren't always available for tasting, so tasting those Sandhill small lots and really sending the message home that these wines are fantastic and people need them in their cellar.
Past several years, Red Rooster has won Best of South Okanagan for Red Rooster Winery, which includes all the wineries south of Summerland and down. 2 years ago, we would have been selling 70% whites, 30% reds, and now to date we're selling about 60% reds and 40% whites. So there has been a great increase in the sales of red wines due to the awards and due to our new barrel room, getting 300 plus barrels in as well.
The history of the kit division is that it came together by acquisition. You know, at first Andrew Peller acquired VineCo, and then they acquired Wine Expert or Brew King, and then subsequent to that, a few years later, we acquired Wine Kit. And so in 2009, we developed the name Global Vintners so that we could have something that would bind us together. Wine Expert does business with exclusive retailers, whereas with VineCo, that allows us to do business with those other non-exclusive retailers. The final brand which we have is Wine Kits, which is our franchise system, allows us to offer not only the product but also a business model.
It's the only national franchise system in this industry. So we've got 72 locations across Canada that we offer marketing programs and sales support to. And we've got an intense quality control, and the products that you're seeing here on the shelf, these are top-notch products, so they're comparable to a $15 bottle of wine.
We tend to go higher end raw materials. We'll purchase fresh juices, aseptically packed juices, fresh frozen juices. And what that does is it enhances the components that we add to it as a kit. That's what we have to work with, as opposed to starting from the vineyard.
Having a brand where we're not dealing with exclusive retailers gives us the ability to take market share within a store.
I'm Catherine Heisler, and you're at Wine Central. I specifically wanted the Wine Expert products because I think they're the very best on the market. They give us the best varietals. The limited edition program is absolutely phenomenal. It's the very best thing that has ever happened to any retailer in my position.
We are constantly trying to improve the product in both quality as well as packaging, constantly updating the packaging, looking at different packaging formats.
That's the thing about Artful Winemaker is there's nothing else like it on the market. So Artful Winemaker is really a compact, clean, self-contained unit, unlike traditional winemaking equipment. Can sit really comfortably on your kitchen counter and makes 12 bottles of wine. It took the Artful Winemaker 5 years of research and development. After the design was done, Artful Winemaker won the gold at the Canadian Design Exchange Awards in 2009.
In terms of our ability to export, I see a very bright future.
You know, when we're thinking about our vineyard estate wine stores, we want to be different from our competitor in 3 different ways, right? The way we can talk to our customer about the wine, our level of customer service, and then the other thing is the convenience factor for the customer. So approximately 85% of our stores are located inside of a supermarket, and it makes sense. So when you do your food shopping and you have the convenience of being able to pick up a bottle of wine at the same time, and then have a team member who can tell you, what wine's going to go best with what you have in the shopping cart. I mean, that's a beautiful thing.
We're seeing a lot more people that are coming in and they're looking for the finer quality wines. Our core brands have always driven our business, but it's really nice to see that people are appreciating the better quality wines. And we have some great staff that recommend some excellent choices and really go that one step further and help them to make their selection.
What this store has, the real advantage, is customer service. My staff know these wines inside out. They've tasted them. We have this beautiful tasting bar over here. We're able to let people sample the wines and then ask them what they think. If the customer doesn't like the wine, that's fine. We have so many others to choose from. Taste it, tell us what you like, tell us what you don't like, we'll find you the right wine.
That an engaged team is a team that's going to, just have more fun at their job, and it's all about connecting with the customer.
What makes Grady important to Andrew Peller is the cachet of our portfolio. So the brands like Hein Cognac and Chateau Petrus from Moax and Dominus from Moax, these are cachet products that are highly sought after. They they put Andrew Peller in a different league in terms of our domestic competition.
Most of the wine sold in Ontario is not Canadian, and we represent an avenue into that market that is not available through domestic wineries alone.
Here in Canada, you know, Canadians are just starting to get into wine. They like the sophistication, they like the social part, and so there's a lot of potential. What you're seeing is the younger consumers get in there. They start drinking wine at a much earlier age, and they drink a lot of it versus just a little bit, you know, kind of in the odd social occasion. A lot of times the consumer can't articulate what they want, so you have to anticipate what they want.
Over the last couple of years, we've seen that the category is growing, but the really rapid growth that's coming is coming from new virtual wineries. So we realized if we want to keep up with the growth in the VQA category, we need our own new fun brand. And our newest addition is Crush. So it's our first virtual brand, if you will. So it's not a brand that comes from any of our established wineries, but it's been hugely popular.
Well, we have two great brands that are part of the fastest growing in West. We have Peller Proprietors Reserve, which is the #1 brand in the West, and Copper Moon, which is quickly becoming the #2 brand in Western Canada. Reason it's so fast growing is the quality in the bottle. I think it's great value for price, which consumers are always attracted to. The marketing has a mysterious angle to it. It's all night harvested at night, so it's a great marketing angle. We have some great programming from our marketing team.
This has been really the year for Red Rooster, and what you see is it's the fastest growing brand in BC right now from a VQA brand standpoint, and we're really excited. And now it's really about, okay, how do we supply? Because it's just on fire. And it's just, you know, it's one of those fun brands that it's just exciting to sell, exciting to market.
We're the first domestic brand to reach $100 million in sale for our French Cross and Proprietors Reserve varietals. So a pretty amazing milestone for a Canadian wine brand. We're extremely excited about it. So Eastern Canada's French Cross and Western Canada's Proprietors Reserve, but it looks exactly the same.
Bag-in-Box will be a huge part of our long-term sales and growth. We've just implemented 3 new lines, one in our Truro plant, one in our Ontario plant, one in Western Canada, and because of our commitment to Bag-in-Box and the growth we believe to be there.
I'd rather be here than in the building back at the winery, but this is where the promise is. This is where the great wine is made, is right here in this vineyard. So that's why I get excited.
You can't make wine without a team. You know, and I guess that's something that people think that, you know, potentially it could be a one-man show, but it isn't. I mean, from the vineyard to the cellar crew, that's where it all happens. If it weren't for the dedication of our staff, we'd have none of this. We wouldn't have award-winning wines. We wouldn't have great fruit coming off the vineyard, and that's really where, for me, that's where it all starts.
Common theme for everybody that works at APL is that they love people and they love wine and they love life, and that just comes through regardless of somebody's role. And certainly the people here at Estate Wine Group, they're at their best when they're in front of guests and helping guests have an amazing experience.